What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Well, South Carolina is back in the gym, back in the lab, preparing already for next season. And we know this team is coming in with a chip on their shoulder. They felt like it's championship or bust in Columbia, South Carolina. And they felt like they really didn't show up in that national title game. It didn't go the way that they wanted. And they are coming back to prove a point to get back to the national championship and be crowned queens of women's college hoops, man. And I got to tell y'all already know, South Carolina is bringing back a better roster next season coming up than this past season, man. And I want to talk about 5 players that I think could be in for huge seasons, expanded roles, and just more productive basketball overall, man. So I really wanted to focus on some breakout players, but I want to start off with freshman All-American Joyce Edwards, man. And leading the team in scoring, it's not going to be a breakout season, but she keeps getting these A'ja Wilson comparisons. And Coach Staley even came out and said that she will be the best player in women's college hoops during her time at South Carolina. I think we could see that major jump next season from her going to talented freshman to superstar of the game and potentially the best player in all of women's college basketball next year, man. Her development, her impact has been immediate, but there are some things that she can improve on as far as consistency, finishing stronger at the cup, not rushing layups, not forcing the issue, and just continuing to adjust and adapt to the speed of the game. Now, there is a lot to like already when you talk about Joyce Edwards. First off, the mobility, man. The fact that she's already one of the most athletic bigs in the country, getting up and down the floor. Transition buckets are going to come even easier next season, I believe, as she continues to run the floor hard and fill those gaps. I think, too, man, the finishing. She's got the back to the basket game. I think we see her expand her range more so from the mid-range and the three-point line. I think that becomes more of a weapon next season, and she comes in next season a more confident jump shooter. On the defensive end, I think that she continues to become a paint beast. You know, being able to block shots, using that athleticism, that timing, her basketball IQ. I think we see an improvement on the glass as well. I see her being a walking double-double next season, man. 10 rebounds should absolutely be in the plans for her. And just her ability to impact the game overall, I think will continue to improve. I also think her ability to pass out of the post and be a playmaker is something that doesn't get talked about enough. I absolutely could see her averaging three assists a game next season as well. I think her passing out of the post is a skill that will be utilized, and we could see the offense run through her a bit more. We saw the offense succeed, man. It was humming when Joyce Edwards played big. The team won games. So I'm excited to see her take that next step. She's already ahead of the greatest Gamecock of all time at this stage of their careers with A'ja Wilson, and I think Joyce Edwards is really going to take the nation by storm next season with more confidence and just being more prepared to really adjust to the speed and the physicality of the college game. I'm excited to see what she does. Another player, man, I know that they were kind of banking on Gianna Neepkins to come in there. Still hasn't made a decision, but I think Tessa Johnson, this is a blessing in disguise if they don't land her, because of the fact that Tessa's ready, man. You talk about a three-point shooter knocking over 40% of her threes down a clip. A lockdown defender. She is a part of that seatbelt gang. She's proven that she can perform in big games. I think this season we saw the ups and downs. We saw her go cold for stretches of time. We saw her kind of not impact the game the same way that we saw freshman year in the tournament. Tessa never really showed up truly, but I think tournament Tessa we will get for a full season next year. Dawn Staley's going to need her to take that next step if she's going to be inserted into the starting lineup. I think Tessa Johnson is the best 3-level scorer on this team outside of Tania Laxton. Her ability to hit open shots, catch and shoot, she can create off the dribble. She's good in the pick and roll. She can make plays for others. She's a versatile defender, man. We've seen Tessa Johnson really guard the 1 through the 4 in her time. She was just honored as one of the best guards in the country, getting invited to Dog Camp by Kelsey Plum that really focuses on skill development and preparing players for the next level. So I think just that experience will absolutely take her to the next level as well. She's going to be a veteran on this group, one of the leaders that is going to be counted on to be vocal, but also to continue to just play her game and impact it in a variety of ways. Her motor, her intensity, her effort has never been in question. I think she comes in with a renewed confidence next season. She's going to be counted on to make shots and open up the floor for Tania Laxton, for Raven Johnson, for Joyce Edwards, for Chloe Kitts. She's going to be dependent on to really shoot that rock next season and play some major minutes. I think she's going to see a very big uptick in minutes next season, and I think she's fully prepared for it, man. Tessa Johnson is going to be a name to know around all of college basketball next season. I think her versatility is going to come in handy. Her three-point shooting will be counted on, and just her ability to finish around the rim, man. We continue to see her game expand, and I just think that next season that with her in the starting lineup, South Carolina absolutely could look even more dangerous next season. Speaking of the backcourt, man, there's 2 players I want to talk about underclassmen. First off, Maddie McDaniel, Mighty Mouse. Oh my goodness. When you talk about a true point guard, man, there's a lot of teams that Maddie McDaniel could be starting for right now. There was some outside noise, some rumbling saying that she may transfer. She decides to come back, and I expect her to be one of the first guards off the bench, being Raven Johnson's direct backup. We've seen she can run a team. We've seen that she's a lockdown defender. We've seen that she can shoot the 3 ball. We've seen that she has confidence to attack the cup and can finish amongst the trees. She's got a lot of heart, and I think she comes in with more minutes and a renewed confidence. We weren't even sure. She was coming off an injury, y'all. We weren't even sure if she would crack the rotation and what her role would look like with this team. And she played some valuable minutes early in her career. She's definitely the future starter at point guard for this team. And she's a player that you can really trust with the keys, man. I think she's got a lot of Dawn Staley in her game. I think Coach Staley, sees a lot of herself in Maddie McDaniel. 5-star recruit, can run the show, doesn't turn the ball over, can initiate offense, makes those crucial entry post passes that guards have to make at South Carolina. I think her tenacity, her competitiveness, that dog that she has in her is going to benefit her well at South Carolina. And there's not going to be many backup point guards that are going to be able to compete with her next season. Her speed, open court, running the break, the court vision, everything is going to be sharpened. And she has a full off season to be healthy and really prepare with this team. So that's what I think will be the most beneficial for her. But I'm excited to see Mighty Mouse, another combo guard, man. Agot Makir, big guard. We haven't seen South Carolina have a point guard with her height. She can play the 2. She can catch the ball and shoot. You know, we saw her light up this season with her high school team on the travel circuit as well. We saw her light up the All-Star games, winning a share of MVP in the Jordan Brand Classic, like against the best of the best in her class. With her height, her length, she's going to be a walking mismatch. She can shoot the 3. She can get to the cup. Her playmaking ability, being able to adjust lineups. You know, you've got Maddie McDaniel, you've got Raven Johnson, but now you have Makir who can come in and play the point guard as well and really cause some mismatches. I know she's a freshman, but we've seen the last few freshmen that have come through South Carolina come in and immediately make an impact. And I think just her length, her versatility, being able to play off ball, being able to run the show at the point guard position, gives them a lot of different looks depending on the matchup and who they go against, man. I just really like her feel for the game, her poise, confidence, and the way that she can set others up to succeed, man. She's the type of guard that other players are going to want to play with and that can make players around her better. I thought this was a big signing when they got her, man. One of the top prospects to come out of Canada. I think, 2, just her ability as well to just impact the game without having the basketball is going to serve her extremely well. And this is no shade to Agot Makir. I really think that she could be a special talent as well with her 3-point shooting, her tenacity, her competitiveness. But for the sake of this video, I wanted to focus on Makir, and I think her point guard and her passing ability, along with her defense, ever improving. They got to get her in the weight room now, but her ability to play point guard, like, she's going to be bigger than most guards she's going up against. So I'm excited to see her development and what she can become over the next 3 to 4 years. Speaking of development, man, I rounding out our list, I gotta go with Miriam Dowda.
I feel like we had an amazing year, and I felt like we fought when we were down and had our highest moment. We were cheering for each other, and I just felt like it's an amazing experience. And obviously winning the regular season SEC and then winning the SEC tournament, I wanted more, and then making it to the national championship was like icing on top of the cake. And it wasn't the outcome we wanted as a group, but I just know like the hunger is there now, and like I had a little taste of it, and I cannot wait for us to be back here again next year.
Transferred out of Arkansas, man, she had some high moments, man. She played pretty solid minutes, and she was reliable in the NCAA tournament, came in clutch when this team absolutely needed her. Some people were trying to push her to the portal saying she didn't fit, but we got to give her some grace, man. She's really coming into a new system, new team, new culture, and having to adjust on the fly. There was a deep front court in front of her last season. Now she's got a year under her belt, understands the expectation, understands what her role could look like. But when you think about her 3-point shooting, her ability to stretch the floor, block shots, run the floor, guard multiple positions, when this second unit comes in and you got Maddie McDaniel running the show, you got Makir out there, you got Dowda, you got Agot, who is definitely going to be big at the 5 for them as well, whether she starts or coming off the bench. Dowda is another player at the 4 that can really open things up and be a versatile, like a Swiss Army knife weapon for this group. I'm thinking, starting lineup, of course, Raven Johnson, Tania Latston, Tessa Johnson, Chloe Kitts, Joyce Edwards. But that second unit is up for grabs, man. I mean, you got Makir, you got Dowda. You're bringing in McDowell as well. That's going to be with this group. Of course, Maddie McDaniel. And then you got Ashlyn Watkins coming back at some point in the season as well. Like, this team is going to be super deep, and they could even nab a couple of more players in the transfer portal as well. The portal is closed, but there's a lot of players that haven't signed with teams yet. So if they feel like they need to add another shooter, that is something that they could very well do. But I think right now, South Carolina, they got enough talent to win a championship. They have addressed a lot of issues in the offseason as far as finding a guard in Latston that can really create for herself, close out games, and command a lot of attention that is going to result in a lot of other players getting open shots. So South Carolina's coming in hungry. They're already back in action, and I'm expecting big things next season, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, of course, your host. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff, and follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, my people, we out.